So check this out. Did you know that anybody, Joe Schmo from Idaho, your sister, your mother, your cousin, your brother, anybody, can propose legislation to hopefully be signed into law by Congress? Hey, my friends, what's going on? I wanted to address something here for you, okay? Specifically you, all right? I've been on, obviously, a lot of social medias, right? And there are quite a few people, kind of discussing the idea of, our government, right? And the main theme seems to be, we the people, okay? We the people. Where's our voice? Why isn't some of these laws that are being passed coming to the people to see if we, even agree with it or not? You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to kind of just bring this to your attention because I definitely know that there are quite a few people that have no idea about this. So I'm here to school you on it, my friend. That's right. You, me, your neighbor, anybody, right? There's 4 main steps on how to do that. I'm going to school you on it right now. So stay tuned. Check it out. Number 1, the first thing you got to do is you got to pick a topic, okay? You need to pick something that, 1, you're passionate about, for 2, that's going to carry the weight of the opinions for the nation, which means this topic, this subject, this issue that you want to propose as legislation to be passed into law from Congress has to be bigger than like your neighborhood or your community or your county or your district or your state, right? It has to be a nationwide topic, pretty much, right? Right. So it has to basically be for everybody, okay? That's the first step. Now, you definitely obviously have to do a lot of research, okay? So picking this topic, you need to do research. So that means, you can use the internet, you can talk to your grandparents about things, you can go to the library, research, and data definitely is going to be your friend in this situation, okay? Basically, the next step you're going to have to do, which is like step 2, is you're going to have to reach out to people, okay? So you're going to have to talk to people in your neighborhood, okay? Maybe hold some kind of like town hall. I know a town hall kind of issue is big and people are, self-conscious and things like that. But, talking to your neighbors is not that hard. It's really not. Hey, neighbor, how you doing? It's too easy, right? So when you talk to your neighbors and your friends in your community, you need to, have this in mind about everybody as a whole, okay? And so when you're talking to people, obviously you're going to bring up what you think, is the main issue. And you're going to kind of definitely listen to what they got to say, but you want to value their opinions, okay? Because that's going to make or break your idea for change, okay? A lot of people are afraid of change, but you need to start, enact, do change to bring change, okay? And so this is why I'm here. We all talking about where's the change, nothing's happening, and we kind of rely on one person, the president, to change things for us. But in the backside of things, it's all we the people, okay? So this is the change that we're bringing. So that was basically step 2. Talking to people, putting your idea out there, getting the opinions, and basically, seeing where people, see where they feel on the situation, okay? Because a lot of people, they talk a good game, but when you put it right in their face, well, it's a whole different story, okay? So this is why you need to do it. You need to get this consensus going, okay? And so then now we're going to get on to step 3. But I want to back it up for a quick second because there's a couple points that I missed about step 2 before we get into step 3. So a couple more points about step 2, talking to people. You don't have to go out in public. I mean, some people have a lot of anxiety and they don't want to do it. Social media is a great platform for that. Okay. But we have to be careful because social medias like to infringe on our First Amendment rights. Okay. So you have to be tactful. You have to kind of use some kind of ninja style, basically, to not draw so much attention yourself, right? Taking a poll, doing a survey, those are all great ways to gather your people and their opinions, okay? Perfect. The next step in part 2 of this is maybe if you could talk to your local representative, okay? I know it's hard to get schedules, they got meetings, and they're hard to get in touch with, but if you could get that chance, even if you haven't even written this up yet, proposing the idea to see where they sit with it is a great idea, okay? Because obviously they're experienced, so they're going to have a lot of insight, a lot of do's and a don'ts, yays or nays, okay? But if let's say your representative is against, let's say, the Second Amendment, and you're trying to change something for the Second Amendment, okay? Even talking to them, even though they're against it, still getting their opinion is really valuable, okay? That's definitely some good insight that you should follow up. And if you can't, well, hey, you still got the social medias, you got all those other things to try to, go about it, okay? So then the last step in step 2 would be to basically study similar bills for the same issue. Okay, I know that's crazy. Not everybody's, got a degree in criminal justice and can read law. Okay, it's pretty difficult, but it's really not. Looking at other bills that have already passed that are similar in context and in definition to what you're trying to do is a fantastic idea, okay? Because you really need a foundation, okay? And that would be a foundation in comparing, because what we're doing is comparing and contrasting. I'm trying to make this as simple as I can for y'all because, like I said, there's a lot of people that have no idea about this. And if it's we the people that want change, well, we the people need to bring the change, okay? So let's get into step 3. Boom. Okay, with step 3, this is kind of where the meat and potatoes is, okay? This is what you're going to actually do is you're going to actually start writing up this bill or drafting the bill, as they would say, okay? So the first step in writing your bill that you want passed by Congress is you need a strong title, okay? We don't need fancy, we don't need catchphrases, we don't need keywords or hot words. You just need a strong title, okay? And then after that, you're basically going to introduce your idea, right? So this is called the introduction, and we all went to school, so I think we all know how to write an essay, right? And that's basically what it is. Title, heading, introduction, the body, and then you'll have, the conclusion. So once you have the introduction, and then you start, writing about what it is and the purpose and all this other good stuff. You're going to thereafter, you need kind of like key points. Okay, so the key points would be you need to have like the definitions of the bill, which means what are the stipulations? What does this mean? What is the rules behind it, basically, right? And so when you get that nailed down into your essay, then you're going to now take up the idea of having exceptions, right? So everybody can do this, but this is all allowable except this, okay? These are just random examples, but I think you get the idea of what I mean by exceptions and inclusions and all these things by the definition. So you need to really work that into your bill, essay, whatever you want to call it, to break it down on points where people are now going to be able to first know what you're talking about. What is this all about, which is your title. Then you're going to have like the introduction. You're going to propose, well, let's say gun safety. Well, I propose that I would like to see more, trigger locks, or, different, just different examples of how that would associate to your bill, which we could just say gun rights or something like that, right? So getting those definitions, getting those examples, getting those exclusions and those, inclusions, obviously, that's going to be a main point, okay? Because we need to know the do's and the don'ts about what you're trying to say, what your law is about, okay? So then after that, basically, you have a little summary, and then that's pretty much it for step 3. I'm just kind of shortening it up. I know there's a whole other bunch of technical things that you might have to really look into as far as writing this out, because it needs to be kind of professional, okay? It just can't be second grade sloppy. I think we all should have crayons, and everybody should have crayons except for, the older people, because they don't color. That would be a bill, but you see how I broke it down, okay? The introduction, the title, the definitions, the inclusions, the exclusions, and I think crayons for everybody would be great that are using crayons or would like to use crayons. You know what I'm saying? So basically that's just kind of silly, but I'm trying to use it as simple as I can so everybody can understand it, okay? And that's how I got to talk, because I can talk very intellectual because I am intellectual, and a lot of people aren't going to understand it. So I have to break it down on a level where people are going to understand it. And that's what you need to do with your law, with your bill that you want to pass, is break it down. That is the need of everybody, okay? So then finally, we're going to get into step 4. Are you ready for this? Let's do it. Step 4 will probably be the hardest of them all, okay? Because it's about time frame. It's about coordination, meetings, trying to get to bring this to your representative, right? So you need to propose this to your senator, or, what I'm saying, your legislative representative, right? And so once you have all this written up, you're going to lay it on this person. Maybe you had that meeting on step 2, right? Just that analysis point, getting those opinions. You might have had that already, you might have not, right? But once you're all done with this and it looks good, right? Maybe have somebody check it out, look and see, right? If your grammar is correct, okay? Because some of these politicians are pretty professional, right? There's a lot of good representatives, senators out there that really love their job, okay? So we got to give them credit, because when we bitch about Congress, it's not all of Congress that really should take the heat, okay? I mean, like Jim Jordan, and, I can go on and on and on about a bunch of names, but they really love their job and they really get into it, okay? So you kind of need to have that mentality when you're going to present your bill to your representative or senator, right? Whatever state you live in, whoever you're represented by, right? And so neat, orderly, professional kind of look, right? Can't go in wearing blue jeans, tank top, flip-flops, and have like scratch paper to give to say, hey, I want this done. Because I know for a fact that there's a lot of people that call on the phone and they bitch and they're like, why are we doing this? Why? And that's a great idea, but you're overwhelming your representative or senator, because there are processes and steps that need to be taken, and unfortunately it is a lot of paperwork, okay? So presenting this to him or her, it is going to be, it's either going to float or it's going to not, right? But at least you got that point to say, this is important to me. These are the steps that I took as far as everybody as a whole, because I took them into consideration, and these are their opinions. I mean, you probably should have a petition, right? Definitely a petition in your little packet there with your bill, saying Jane and John and Mary Doe, they all agree with what I'm saying here, okay? And so that is going to be definitely gold for you in this process of yay or nay, okay? And so basically step 4 is just leaving it in the hands of your, senator or your state representative, you know what I'm saying? Because that is going to be now their job to take that to Congress on our behalf, not just yours who wrote it, because you're writing it for everybody, because there's a reason and an issue that you see that needs to be changed, but not just for certain people, but for everybody as the nation, okay? And so you leave that job up to him, he's gonna, or her, and they're gonna go take that and they're gonna go either make it happen or not, okay? And that's basically it. And so I know there's, like I said, there's a ton of people that have no idea about this, and I am so glad that, I'm the research type that, this all came about when I was on Facebook, and, that was a senator from Texas, not Cruz, another one, that had just automatically decided that she was going to write a bill and have it, try to pass law about TikTok being banned, okay? And in the comments, it just went absolutely bananas. We the people and all this and scams and all these, just how people are. And so that really got me thinking, like, everybody wants change, but no one's really trying to assert themselves enough to bring that change. Sure, we'll say some comments and hopefully it catches on to other people. Like, I've made a few statements on that actual topic, and I've had a lot of other people respond in my favor, okay, for my opinion and what I think is really going on with this ban of TikTok and all this other stuff, right? And so that's what I mean. Social media is a great outlet for that, to get the opinions, get the facts, but do your other facts too. And once you get it done, feel confident enough that it's going to take place, because there have been people, normal people like you and me, that proposed legislation to their representative or senator to get it passed by Congress. And by golly, it worked, okay? Because it benefits everybody as a whole, okay? We don't just particularize a group of people or certain individuals. It's got to be for the betterment of everybody, okay? And you could pick any kind of topic you want, my friend. It could be, food safety. It could be, gun regulations, whatever that you feel that you're passionate about, that you think needs to be addressed to bring change. You're the one that has to bring the change, okay? Changes don't happen. I mean, well, it does, but that's just changing from one day to another. You changing your clothes. If you want real change, you need to step 10 toes down and bring that change, okay? We can't just bitch about it. We got to be about it. So, hope you enjoyed this little video, my friends. Really appreciate you coming out here, giving me some time to check it out. Hopefully it opened your eyes to some things that maybe you weren't aware of, maybe you are. If you feel that you have things to add to this to help, maybe me if I missed something, which I wasn't really trying to get into every little single detail because there's a ton. But I just cover the basics to help maybe somebody else open their eyes or take their opinion. Feel free to leave it in the comments, my friends, because we need to unite as a nation and not an individual, okay? Because that's how this country will survive as a whole, okay? We have too much division, too much hypocrisy, you name it, right? Everybody's got their own ego-driven agendas. And I think that those days are over. So I'm most gracious that I had that download or that enlightened moment to do the research and figure out what actually it takes to make legislation to become law. And anybody can do it. So if you're bold and you're brave, and I know you're beautiful, let's make change happen. I'm out.